Photographing a subject at noon isn't usually a good idea. It causes harsh shadows on the face because the sun is coming from directly above the subject, and also exaggerates contrast. There is an easy and powerful solution to that, and this is fill flash. Fill flash is a supplementary light source to your scene. It's usually not the primary source. We use fill flash to balance the ambient light from the sky, from the sun, with the output of our flash. Using it correctly can eliminate harsh shadows and really put a nice catch light into your subject's eyes. It's a simple tool that every photographer should know and really sets you apart as a professional photographer. In this exercise, our goal is to expose the subject in the sky correctly. We want to lift the shadows to a better exposure where details aren't lost. Let's get started. Set a manual exposure that exposes the sky as you want it. You may want it with just some texture, or you may want to purposefully underexpose it for a strong color and drama. This will probably leave the subject's face too dark. You will be controlling your settings, ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Set your ISO to the lowest your camera allows. This is probably ISO 50, ISO 100, or ISO 200. This is usually the first step I take on any assignment. It's to set my ISO. Use a shutter speed that allows your flash to synchronize. Generally, this is 1/250th of a second, 1/200th of a second, or 1/60th of a second. You will leave your shutter speed as your constant. You won't need to change this for the purposes of this exercise. Set your aperture. This will probably be a large number, f11, f16, or f22. Setting an exposure that keeps the sky from overexposing will probably leave your subject's face too dark. Take a test shot to see this. You will be turning in this test shot for comparison in your assignment. Now, turn your flash on. Control its power. Start by putting your flash in TTL mode. With the flash pointed at the subject, you should be able to provide the fill-in light for the face. You may realize that your image and background are still too bright. This is when you should begin to experiment with your neutral density filters. Use a neutral density filter. This will allow you to control your aperture. You may wish to shoot at f4 rather than f16 so that you can keep your subject sharp but blur the background. ND filters are like sunglasses for your lenses. They become useful when you have bright subjects like a bride's wedding dress or backgrounds like sand or snow. If you want the subject sharp and the background defocused, however, you might prefer to cut down on the exposure using a neutral density filter. You may experience a few challenges when you're experimenting on this assignment. Don't get nervous, just know this is how you are learning to recognize the solutions to various problems that might occur. The second issue is of overpowering the sun, which provides very strong light. A professional hot shoe mount flash does too, but not at a comparable level. So imagine trying this technique and finding the light on the face to be too weak, even with the flash at full power. What can we do? Move closer to the subject, or at least move the flash closer, for example, by placing it just out of frame on a light stand. Remember, if you cut the distance in half, you gain 2 stops. So if you were finding the fill flash a little weak at 10 feet, move to 5 feet away. That will probably solve the problem. The third issue is reflections. If a subject wears glasses or direct flash is not flattering to his or her face or clothing, you may want to move the flash off axis. You could put it on a light stand. You may also notice that the flash is very hard and unflattering on your subject. Try softening the light by using an umbrella or a softbox. The subject's skin may also appear shiny or reflective. Ask the subject if they mind putting on some translucent powder or blotting their face with some tissue paper to remove some of the shine. Fill flash is a supplementary light on your existing scene. It's usually not the primary source of light. Fill flash is excellent for avoiding and helping you to eliminate harsh shadows on your subject under the eyes, the chin, and sometimes even under a hat. It can add a great little twinkle in the eye called a catch light and really makes a difference for you as a professional photographer to add that little something that sets you apart.